Hi, and welcome to the September 2025 Bourne Review. I'm Susan Barlow. First, for some headline news and announcements. Special town meeting will take place on October 20th at the Bourne High School Auditorium at 7 p.m. In Mashpee, a kart race fundraiser called Seaside Le Mans raised $300,000. Bourne's own Fishing for the Mission 22, located at 47 Main Street, received a check from that organization for $50,000. The pumpkin patch on the lawn of the Bourne United Methodist Church is back. This is a great place to pick up your pumpkins and do a good deed as it benefits the Bourne Food Pantry. It's located on Sandwich Road next to the Bourne Library.
Our 2,200 pumpkins from the Navajo Nation in New Mexico came in on Sunday afternoon, and the Mass Maritime boys,
Mainly
men
girls
and women, mainly women, this year came to unload the truck. Our prices range from $1 to $30. Our hours are 10:30 until 6 p.m. Our portion of the profit goes to the food pantry, but the major portion goes back to the Navajo Nation. We have volunteers from the churches, from town. People come to help us sell, and we appreciate that so much. It's so different from last year. Last year, they were huge pumpkins, beautiful, but huge. And this year, we have all sizes, the perfect pumpkin patch.
Mass DOT held a public open house at the Bourne Community Center on September 25th to share its draft environmental impact report. Soil testing is underway at locations around the Sagamore Bridge. Testing is necessary to assess the load-bearing capacity of the ground that will support the massive stanchions, piles, and drill shafts for the new bridge. They expect to break ground on the new Sagamore Bridge in late 2027 or early 2028. Sadly, some nearby residents have received notification from Mass DOT that their property will be taken by eminent domain. Mass DOT is working with these homeowners about appraisals of their property and the relocation process. There's a new barbecue place in Bourne. The restaurant's called Last Bite Barbecue, and it's opened in the former Barlow's Clam Shack, located at 856 Scenic Highway. They're open Tuesdays through Saturdays, 11:30 to 7:30 p.m. The Bayview Campgrounds, located at 260 MacArthur Boulevard, is closing indefinitely after the 2026 season. Owner David Ricci says it's time to retire. The Buzzards Bay Coalition has been critical of the campground's septic system, which they contend is putting too much nitrogen into area waters. The owners had worked out a plan to update the septic system, but in the end, it proved too costly and too difficult to run the campground and simultaneously update the system. Bayview Campground comprises 407 campsites spread across 46 acres of land. Bourne's new fire station, to be located at 171 Clay Pond Road, which was formerly the Spencer's Garden Shop. The property was purchased in January after several years of searching for an ideal location. The station is now estimated at a cost of $10,380,650. Building committee members recently voted 7-2 in favor of a Cape-style facade. It is estimated to take over a year for construction, and it's set to begin construction in May of 2026 with a grand opening on November 1, 2027. The Bourne Historical Society hosted Wampanoag Day at Uptuxet on September 27th. The Mashpee Wampanoag Nation singers and dancers demonstrated traditional dances and crafts and encourage the crowd to join in. You can see more of this event on Bourne TV's YouTube channel. Do you enjoy yard sales, estate sales, and thrifting for vintage furniture and other previously owned items? Check out the Windmill Vintage Shop on the grounds of the Tuxet for some great buys. Proceeds benefit the Bourne Historical Society.
I'm Kathy Dwyer, and this is the Vintage Windmill Shop. The windmill was never a working windmill. It was always the painting studio of a very famous actor whose name was Joseph Jefferson. Now, he was famous in the 1880s, and his most famous role was playing Rip Van Winkle. So in my mind, at least, that means that he got up on stage and slept for 20 years. But obviously, he made money because he was able to build this wonderful structure for himself as a precursor to a man cave, his painting studio. Now we've reinterpreted it. Because we're the Historical Society, we're focusing on vintage things to begin with, and this year we have incorporated vintage finds that have been donations. Why do I like this place? It's so interesting. There is amazing things that you would never think of that are here. Yes, we have beautiful glassware. Yes, we have antiques, but we also have some very weird things. My favorite weird thing is this. This that looks like, like a sawhorse, but it's weird and it opens up and then closes. Google Lens has told us it is a casket stand for when people were viewed in their own homes. There would be two of these and they would put a casket on it. Who knew? Who knew that a vintage shop would have a casket stand? That's what makes this place so interesting. Again, you have no idea what's coming in or actually what sells. I am very enthusiastic about this whole experience of being a volunteer, but also helping out the Historical Society. We have generated a lot of funds, again, to help run this particular site. We don't get any public funds. Our prices are very, very low compared to what Google Lens says our prices should be. And because of that, and because everything has been donated, we have done a substantial contribution from our sales back to this organization.
There will be a 50% off sale, excluding furniture, during the Cranberry Harvest Festival to be held on Saturday, October 11th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So be sure to visit the Pavilion building for sale items. There will also be crafts for kids, live music, and food from the grill, and a giant bake sale table. Bourne newcomers and neighbors held an open house at the Eagles Club in Buzzards Bay. Bourneites were invited to learn about the many activities available through this social club, including card games, biking, walking, book clubs, crafts, dinners, and luncheons. If you'd like more information about the club, visit bournenewcomers.org or find them on Facebook. Here's what's happening downtown. Record numbers turned out for Cape Cod Canal Day on September 20th. It was a beautiful day in Buzzards Bay Park for this annual event, It's estimated that 8,000 people attended. It was also the first time that they held a dog parade.
There's a hot dog right there. This one's a butterfly. Another hot dog. That's a big hot dog, though. Hi, buddy. Hi. You're a big boy. Oh, we got a couple of them over here. So many cute dogs. I'm glad I'm not judging. This is too hard. Too hard to judge this. Here go the puppies. Another butterfly. Oh, this one's got her own ride. Oh, she's spoiled. She's got a chariot. This one's a Target dog. Yes, dressed like a Chihuahua. This one's got his Halloween sweater on. Oh, it's a ladybug. Lady pug, right? It's a lady pug. Keep giving these dogs a round of applause. They're the star of the show today.
The first one we're going to announce is the small dog. So who do we have for small dog?
The Schnauzer, that's Superman.
They could go. Okay, so big dog. Who do we have for the big dog? Who wants to?
The Great Pyrenees that has a cowboy hat.
Is that
Yay!
cowboy hat? Come on. Cowboy. Most creative will go to
Karen.
Oh, I need to speak to your manager, please. Best overall. The Von Trapp family.
3 bands performed throughout the day, and about 100 vendors sold handmade arts and crafts. An array of food trucks lined the parking lot. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held on September 24th at 11 a.m. for the new Cape Cod Billiards Academy, located across from Buzzards Bay Park in the former Seekers building.
Bless this place, bless this day, and bless the endeavors in the future, so that this would be a place that is recognized by all as being marked by your hand and your glory. We pray in Jesus' holy and precious name. Amen.
All right, I'd like to introduce John from the Cape Cod Billiards Academy, right here at 111 Main Street, Buzzards Bay.
Well, first of all, I'd like to give thanks to God for making this all possible. Love to thank Pastor Adam and our church family for being present here with us. I'd love to thank the Cape Cod Canal Association for being here, the Chamber of Commerce. They have been amazing, and this event here could have been done without them, so thank you so much. And thank you for the food pantry next door. They're such an inspiration for the community. This academy here, we really want this to be a place of peace and of joy when they come in here. I know pool for me over the years has been a refuge whenever there's trouble at work or trouble that I'm trying to overcome. Pool has always been a place where I can come and find a little bit of peace, kind of like hone my skills, but at the same time kind of forget about the world a little bit. And I wanted a place that represented that, but also a place to learn and grow as well. There are so many people who would love to play pool, would love to learn, but there's no opportunity for that. Or maybe it's in a setting where they're not comfortable. And so we really wanted a place that was alcohol-free, smoke-free, but also made with a pool player in mind, and bring a bright spot to Cape Cod Canal and to Bourne and the surrounding area. We are the first of its kind in the nation. This is the first place that has 5 9-foot tables, all diamond, with the best in technology, but what makes it special is the technology that we infuse onto the tables and the learning that takes place here. All of our members here come to learn, so they're always practicing pool and not really just playing and doing the same thing over and over. So that is what makes it special. So the real thankfulness too is having my members here today as well. We've got Bob and Ross and Big Mike here. They are what makes this dream come true, because every day they come here, they practice, they're learning, they're growing, they're smiling, they're having fun. That was what we intended this place to be. So thank you.
You're welcome. Now tell us a little bit about your business because you have to be a member to join. Explain that a little bit how that works.
Yes. So we've got two models here. The first of which is a membership model. When you're a member, you can come in here anytime between 6 in the morning and 11 p.m. at night. Some of you might ask, why 6 in the morning? Because a lot of my seniors who come here, they like to get up early. They can't sleep at night, so they're up here at 6 in the morning playing, right? And you know, we try to provide that space for them, but also for them to be able to feel comfortable at any time coming in. The membership allows for our players to come, not only at any time, but also have pristine equipment. We didn't want to do an hourly kind of basis because then we'd have people coming in who would not take good care of the tables, who would not keep the balls spotless, who would not really love this place for what it's meant to be, which is, it's not really a hangout place. It's a place for us to learn, grow, fellowship, and community. And that's why we have the membership. And that's why we want to build a membership of community members, of like-minded folks who would really love a place to belong and also a place to have that camaraderie that they can't find elsewhere.
Okay, so guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna cut the ribbon. All right, so I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Congratulations, Cape Cod Billiards Academy.
National Night Out was held on September 11th in Buzzards Bay Park. It was a picture-perfect evening for the event, which obviously coincided with the 24th anniversary of 9/11. Chief Esip asked for a moment of silence, and the Massachusetts State Police helicopter did a flyover. Upper Cape Tech served up delicious steak and cheese subs, as well as slices of pizza. Construction is underway on the condo complex called Canal Crossings, located at 2 Kendall Ray Place across from Keystone Place. There are many proposed new buildings, bills, and zoning changes for downtown Buzzards Bay. Should commuter rail come to Buzzards Bay? A bill is in the works to do just that. State Senator Dylan Fernandez testified before the Joint Committee on Transportation in support of S2394, an act restoring commuter rail to Cape Cod. The bill would establish year-round daily service between Buzzards Bay and South Station. A feasibility study by Mass DOT is due December 1st. The bill would require at least 3 morning and 3 evening commuter rail runs, with service commencing 12 months after the bill's effective start date. Article 12 of the special town meeting on October 20th proposes to change areas around Main Street from 1-acre zoning to up to 15 units on a single acre. Buzzards Bay is already burdened with traffic from Mass Maritime. There are cars parked seemingly everywhere in the village, tourists who are trying to find a shortcut to the Bourne Bridge, and visitors to the parking lot of the railroad bridge in order to use the service road multimodal path. Will there be sufficient water and sewage treatment? If you're downtown, why don't you check out the farm stand by Backacre Farms located on Main Street between St. Peter's Church and the old Bourne Police Station. It's now open 7 days a week. Now for our top story. Bourne Cannabis LLC received the last marijuana host community agreement with the town of Bourne. Also competing for the license was Canal Retail, Medicine Man Solutions, and NLM. NLM is contesting their score. The scores from the 5 board members that NLM received were 98.5, 95.5, 93, and 47. Bourne Cannabis is owned and operated by Michael Canahan, business partners Tijal and Jenish Patel, and Stephen Strajny of Bourne. Bourne Cannabis will be located at 694 MacArthur Boulevard. It is the second location on MacArthur Boulevard. The other cannabis location is at the old Atlantic Car Wash. Here's an update on striper fishing in the canal by East End Eddie Doherty, a retired Massachusetts court clerk magistrate appointed by the late Governor A. Paul Cellucci, author of 7 Miles After Sundown about surf casting the Cape Cod Canal for striped bass.
Welcome to another edition of the Canal Fishing Report. It's a beautiful day here on the Cape Cod Canal. We got a west dropping tide behind us here. Weather has been really good in September for the most part, but there are some days when it was so humid and hot, I mean, it felt more like August. There was one day when it was so hot, I was perspiring like Jethro Bodine during a math test. It was, you know, something you don't expect in September. And but there's still a lot of bait in the canal. There's a lot of silver sides, and the other day I was trying to match the hatch with the silver sides by using a Hopkins No Equal, which is silver and kind of looks like that. It might be a little bigger than a silver side, but it was good enough. And I hooked into a bluefish. It was only like 25 inches, but it never ceases to amaze me how even a small bluefish can fight like a 18-pound striper. I've been catching them all my life, and I still am amazed at what they can do. But I also caught 3 black sea bass with that same lure. So it's been a tough year for fishing, but September is turning out to be better. September was a good month, especially towards the middle and the end. A lot of guys have caught some nice fish, and John Sea Dog Schmidt caught some fish. Legendary surf caster Bo McKinnon started September with 7 striped bass that tipped the scale at 15 to 19 pounds with a Wally's Parrot colored pencil and a few more with a bone colored SP minnow. And that Wally's Parrot colored pencil is absolute proof that you don't always have to match the hatch, because parrot color is like something tropical you'd find in Florida in bait fish. And there's nothing swimming through the canal that's parrot colored, but obviously Bull had good success with that, and other guys have too. And you know, he finished the month of September with 17 more striped bass up to 21 pounds, 10 more bluefish, and well over 20 bonito, as we call them, bones. Joe Green Gloves Monahan caught a half dozen striped bass up to 38 inches on a striped gear Shaddy Daddy. And Everyday Al Mazzico caught a 40-inch striped bass on a Pink Spro bucktail. Glenn Lucky Cigar Lindsay, a great guy, he had a good month with a 39-inch striper and 2 38-inch striped bass and 5 bonito. And he also caught a slot for the grill with pink Shaddy Daddies and white Savage Sand Deals. Topwater Johnny Correa was fishing next to me one day. He caught 2 bluefish on a Super Strike popper, and I caught a blue on a white guppy Jobo Jr. Excuse me. Ben, the potato manager Sivanen, was prospecting the bottom and picked up a fluke and a 17-inch black sea bass, which was good for the table. And that was before the season ended. Actually, the three black sea bass that I caught were right after September 1st. So as I put each one of them back in the water, I said, "Where were you during open season?" But and the Ben Sivanen's bonito that he caught was a nice fish. It was he caught on a hoagie white epoxy jig. Kun Tang, who comes from upstate New York and stays with his wife Kathy at the Bourne Scenic Park every year for a couple of months, he found a crab under a rock, which isn't hard to do, but he took the crab and he put it on his circle hook and put it in the water, and he caught a tautog for dinner that was 20 inches long. That's a nice size tautog out of the canal. Adirondack Jim Crome, who usually fishes with real bait, this day decided to use a crippled herring, and he caught a 40-inch striped bass on a breaking tide. And one of the greatest guys in the canal, Tony McCann, he'd do anything for you. He had a homemade 4-ounce white bucktail. He was bouncing off the bottom, and he caught a 48-inch striped bass. That's a big fish. So congratulations to Tony. Rob Fish Sticks Pisa caught a slot, a 34-inch, and a bluefish. Then then he caught 5 more striped bass, were 38 to 42 inches on a striped gear 5.5-ounce black and white striped Shaddy Daddy. And just to refresh anybody's memory, anybody who doesn't know, one of the fish he caught was a slot. A slot is 28 inches to less than 31 inches. That's a keeper nowadays. So Fish Sticks is a great guy. We call him Fish Sticks because he's not only a great fisherman, but he's a drummer. So my tip of the month is that when you buy a surface plug, some kind of a pencil usually, usually it has treble hooks that are covered with tubes they have the points of the hook covered with these plastic tubes for safety reasons. Of course, you have to take those off before you fish. And a lot of guys just pull them straight off, and what happens is the barb from the hook sticks into the plastic and it's hard to get off. So the best way to take them off is as you're pulling it, slowly, just turn it with your fingers. And if it turns as it's coming off, chances are that it won't stick. So until next time, catch a big one.
Want your nice canal catch mentioned? Email the details to eastendeddie789@yahoo.com. Here's an update on town services. Bourne Recreation is once again having one of my favorite programs. It's Trunk or Treat, held in the Bourne Community Center parking lot, 239 Main Street. It'll be on Thursday, October 30th from 5 to 6 p.m. For more information and to register, visit bournerec.com. It's free for Bourne residents. Need a costume for Halloween? The Bourne Rec has you covered for that too. The Halloween costume swap will be held on Thursday, October 16th from 4 to 6 p.m. Respook, rescare, and rewear. The rec department is now collecting gently used costumes and accessories for the swap, enabling participants to find new-to-you items while minimizing waste. Costume donations should be clean and free from tears or stains. You can drop off donations to the rec office located at 239 Main Street Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. or use the donation box outside the office door for after-hours drop-offs. The Bourne Recreation Department is also offering a self-defense clinic on Tuesday, November 18th, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. for ages 16 and up. The cost is $25 for residents and $35 for non-residents. It's held at the Bourne Community Center gym. It's a hands-on self-defense clinic led by David Eaton of South Coast Self-Defense, designed for participants of all levels and will focus on practical skills and strategies to help you stay safe and confident in everyday situations. For more information and to register, visit bournerec.com. There's many more programs through the rec center, such as mat Pilates starting October 15th, body weight boot camp also starting October 15th, a family paint night on October 27th, a Hocus Pocus hat family craft workshop on October 22nd. Visit bournerec.com for more information about these programs. Here's what's happening at the library. On Sunday, September 28th, the Jonathan Bourne Public Library celebrated the building's 100th birthday with 100 Stories, 100 Years. Over the past several months, locals made video recordings of their memories and experiences in the building, which was once the Francis F. Stoll School. A video montage of recordings played throughout the event. If you would like to make a recording, it's not too late. Please contact the Bourne Library. Chef Jean Lanahan catered the event, and Catnip Junkies entertained the crowd with modern New Orleans jazz style of music. Speeches were given by Congressman Bill Keating, Bourne Historical Society's president Mavis Robinson, and others. On Saturday, October 11th, come to a talk on America's National Parks by Professor Matt Davis at 1 p.m. On October 16th at 2 p.m., it's The Revolution on Cape Cod and Islands by Dave Martin. Are you a Swiftie? Well, sign up for some Zoom presentations at the Bourne Library. There are many more programs happening at the library in October for children and adults alike. You can see them all by visiting bournelibrary.org and clicking on the Programs Events tab. The Bourne Recycling Center is open 6 days a week, closed on Tuesdays. The hours are from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. There's a hazardous waste collection day on October 18th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can also bring materials to be shredded. If you're trying to declutter, please remember that textiles, meaning clothing and other fabric products, are no longer allowed in the trash. There are containers at the Bourne Recycling Center specifically for textiles, as well as containers in the parking lots of the Bourne Public Schools. If clothing is in good condition, please consider donating it to one of the local charities or thrift shops, such as, to name a few, the St. Vincent de Paul, located at 5 Armory Road next to our new police station, St. Margaret's Attic Treasures at 143 Main Street in Buzzards Bay, the thrift shop at the Bourne United Methodist Church, 37 Sandwich Road, or the Dropbox located in the parking lot behind the Bourne Food Pantry at 121 Main Street. There's a thrift shop specifically for veterans located across from Grey Gables Market at 180 Shore Road. The Bourne Council on Aging, located in the Bourne Community Center, offers a wide variety of programs to seniors 60 years and older. Stay fit with fitness classes at the Bourne Council on Aging. On Tuesday, October 14th at 1 p.m., there's a veteran spouse or surviving spouse meeting. If you're a spouse or surviving spouse of a veteran, please join them for networking, coffee, tea, and conversation, held the second Tuesday of the month. There's going to be a tarot card presentation with Dr. Victoria Serbo, Tuesday, October 28th from 1 to 2:30 p.m. Call the COA to register. The Bridge Cafe at the Bourne Council on Aging is having a Halloween party on October 30th at noon. It's $10 to be paid in advance. There's a prize for the best costume. The Nantucket Historical Association presents The Fall of Nantucket Whaling, a live 25-minute presentation followed by questions and answers on Tuesday, October 21st at 11 a.m. Seating's limited, so call the COA office to register. You can see a listing of all their activities at townofbourne.com/council on aging. Here are some wonderful photos taken by area photographers showing the beauty that surrounds us. Here's a look at the calendar. Don't forget, it's town meeting October 20th at 7 p.m. in the Bourne High School Auditorium, and Cranberry Harvest Festival at Uptuxet on October 11th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Bourne Historical Society's Harvest Dinner will be held on November 8th. This event sells out, so reserve your spot. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up to date with what's happening in Bourne. Your company or organization can become an underwriter. It's a great way to spread the word. Send an email to info@bournetv.com. Well, thanks so much for watching this episode of the Bourne Review. Happy Halloween, and I'll see you next time.